Namibia lies along the west coast of Africa. When we hear of Namibia, we think of desert, swaths of uninhabited wasteland, a land of nothing. But that's only partially correct. Namibia has vast wetlands home to dozens of African species. It's a mecca for hunters. The fact is, even the desert has life, lots of it, just a little different than we're used to. And that's not a bad thing where wildlife is concerned. The government in Namibia is visionary. They understand that wildlife has to have value to the locals, or those same locals will poach that wildlife out of existence. So they started a program, an experiment, whereby they give stewardship to the local villagers. That gets rid of the poaching, and this makes those local villagers responsible for the protection of the wildlife in their area. Starting with an experimental hunt, this journey into the outlands of Namibia will be a test of that new system. Grasslands now, we're getting into the Mopani forest. It's going to get a lot thicker from here on in. It's going to make our job a lot more challenging. Noisier too.
Can go the same way. We follow the tracks. Coming? Yeah.
They must have got our scent in. That's poor wildebeest. That's actually one of the animals we're looking for meat. Now that we've seen them, we'll head around, try and get on their tracks. We'll more than likely be tracking them for the rest of the afternoon. The idea is to look for the oldest bull we can, one that's not going to be contributing to the population anymore, and that's what we'll try and get for meat. That's part of the own use permit system, is if the hunters are selecting the animals, they'll select the oldest, most mature animals instead of young prime animals. So we're making a big loop to try and hit the tracks again, or hopefully find the herd. Slow down. Maybe 200 yards ahead. See him? Wind shifting. This is the only clear shooting plane. That's right, it's a cow, but I don't know what it is either.
This is some part of the horns. I cannot see. Body-wise, it looks like it could be a big cow as well.
Hard to get a good look at it. There, it just moved out of our shooting lane now. I think they might have got a whiff of us. We're trying to figure out if it's what we're looking at is a male or a female. It's very difficult. They both have horns, males and females. Okay, we're good now. If you set the sticks up, they should be able to get up high enough over this. He's down. He's kicking, he's down.
Yeah, I said goodbye the bush. With the wild beast, now it's say goodbye the bush when it's kicking.
He's done.
Yeah, it's done, no more.
That's a lot deeper than it sounds, actually, say goodbye to the bush. When it gets old and it kicks for the last time, it's, for what we're doing today, that's the perfect animal. An ancient old bull. They're sure a stocky animal.
This is really nice. You know, you could clearly see the brindles from afar.
The brindles are the stripes on them. Yeah, see, it was all down the neck, all down the sides. I mean, that's the other name for the blue wildebeest is brindle.
Brindle, yeah. This blue wildebeest will go to Sachona village.
The village of Shochona. Yeah, okay. I know we're here to gather meat, but I still have trouble when I'm looking at them through my scope, seeing how beautiful the sun's shining on them and knowing they live wild and free in here. And as a hunter...
Makes it hard pumping.
Yeah.
Onyama.
Onyama is...
Meat.
Onyama for the village. Look at this. This is soccer ball for soccer, right? It's garbage bags wrapped with string, and that's the soccer ball here. And this young gentleman was actually, hey, let's do it. Ready? Ready? Here we go, ready? Ready? Oh, my sunglasses. Beautiful. We're in the village of Sochona. These are the Mbushi people. We brought them the meat this evening. They're pretty happy about it. It's a big deal. They're all gathered around, make sure everybody gets their fair share. The animal we took today was one of their own use permits, which means they can get us to hunt whatever animal they may want for the village that week. They get X amount of each species, and that's for their own use in the village. So the people that live in Sochona get to eat those animals, and they will get the hunters in the area to go hunt for them to bring them the meat. That's what we've done today. There's no money involved. The villagers get all the meat, and that's what they're really after. They can use them for festivals. They can use them for their own use. Then there's the problem animal control permit, which mean that an animal has come in and is predating on their livestock. It can also be a buffalo that's maybe attacking people when they go out to their crops, or a croc in the river that's eating somebody. So they call the Conservancy office and say, hey, we've got this problem animal. They issue a permit, and the hunter goes and hunts it. These people look upon the wildlife in this area as their livestock, and they're the shepherds of that flock. Just going to go in now and watch them as they give the meat away.
I think everything's okay.
Is all good? Excellent. They've checked the meat to make sure that it's good, there's nothing wrong with it, because the meat has to meet the standards of the village. If we didn't treat it right, they wouldn't want it. So they've just given the approval. The meat's good.
There's no problem.
Good.
The meat is okay.
Thank you for letting us come in and hunt on your land and help you bring the meat in.
Okay. And then where are you taking it now? Where are you now?
From far, far, far away.
Very far.
It's summertime right now. And here is wintertime for you. My winter is very different from this winter. Hey, we have snow.
But how do you see the situation for this area, for this area?
You know, for me, my first impression is the people. What are the people? Are they happy? They look happy, they're smiling, yeah. Are they welcoming? Are their children happy? Very good. The second thing I look at is wildlife. Here, the wildlife is happy. You're conserving, exactly. You look after them like they're your own.
This is not our last, but we'll keep on, to add on.
Exactly. There'll be more animals doing this, but it's not like that everywhere. And no, this is very good. We appreciate that. Thank you for letting us come and hunt here, and thank you so much. Thank you. That's the best part of being a hunter, is bringing the meat in. That's the most important part of being a hunter. You have to bring all the meat in good condition. Otherwise, you're not a hunter, you're something else. That is a mutation of what hunting always has been and always will be for true hunters. To see these people so happy and proud of the way they live. They know what they're doing is right. These animals, the wildlife, it's their livestock. They're going to look after these animals. They're not poaching them. They're getting the benefits of hunting. They're getting the meat. They're getting the money. They belong to the Sochona village people. Tomorrow we're going to be heading to another village that wants us to take a red lechwe on one of their own use permits. So we'll be looking for an old bull. They're in the swamps of the Kwanda River. That starts tomorrow morning, first light. How big is that one?
He's still young. See the tips going inward. Yeah, let's just get our heads down low.
This is not an animal that you can just drive up to. You're going to have to go into the swamps to find them, which is exactly what we've done
The ram is probably in there.
already.
Let's just see if they don't
Come across.
come out over there.
Well, they're pretty, aren't they?
Oh, they are beautiful.
You can sure tell why they call them red lechwe.
Yep.
That's a big, big group of lechwes. There was one male, a nice male, but not old enough for what we're looking for. To get meat for the village, we're going to try and find, hopefully, just a real old ram that isn't breeding with the females at this point. That becomes the hunt itself. You don't want to shoot a young one or a female. We'll come back and check this area again. Mostly, you'll see them moving in the morning and evening. And during the day, like now, they'll be bedded down out of the wind somewhere in these little meadows. So we know there's definitely an old enough one around. There has to be more because we saw 50 females. They're in here somewhere. We'll check it again. They're all waiting right by the fire. Got a call to the village of Eastway. I don't know what's going on yet. I have no idea. They're all waiting right by the fire. Got a call to the village of Eastway. Not sure what it's about, but they're apparently pretty adamant that we show up. I don't know what's going on yet. I have no idea.
Yes, you guys were calling us. There's a problem.
The hippo today morning time when we were at the river, it chased us. Even the woman that I was working with her, she dropped her baby because of the hippo was chasing us. We are not farming well at the field because they are working and eating the foods that we are farming.
So if you guys, this is now, if you go out to wash your clothes and so it comes out and it...
Yeah, it came out from the water and come running to us.
What do you do?
Well, if it's a human being, people which is in danger, with their lives in danger, that's serious matters.
Is it one, or is there more, or is there one bad one, or what is it?
I just saw one. It was one, but I don't know whether it's a bull
It's
or...
not special, the one walk alone, maybe it's a bull.
Maybe it's a bull. Oh, man. This is like, I'm serious. You're laughing. This is like my nightmare come true, eh? Like we had some major issues last year. Coming up from behind. Hey. A very similar situation.
They must do something about it because the hippos are going to kill somebody if they are not going to be serious. They must be very serious here at Izwi place.
Okay. Well, we'll come back.
Well, I think that's the
But they have to stay. They have to stay away, because if we're going to be in there, no one can go there.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Holy smokes! God darn it! I mean, holy smokes! I can't believe that. Can you imagine?
Things like that is a day-to-day struggle.
These are real people suffering. You could see it in her eyes. Like, I actually thought she was going to start crying. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at least we can try. If it's there every day, what do we do? Just go first thing in the morning in the early light, or walk down to
Technically, we can't. We can't help her.
You mean, I just said we're going to go down there tomorrow morning.
Legally, there's a whole process for a problem animal control
So
purpose.
how long does that take? If we just go, let's go be there first thing in the morning, whenever they...
That can take a week.
Can we go to the office and try and force it, or what do you do?
What the actual process is, they need to go to the Conservancy office and they need to report this problem, hippo, and then the Conservancy needs to go to the Ministry and tell them, listen here, this is what happened, and then the Ministry will come and they'll investigate. Then they need to approve it and say, okay, this is really a problem animal, you know, and I mean, that's a...
Are you kidding? This thing is, how can we...
There's a whole process that, you know, that needs to happen.
They've already been there. She said they've already been there trying to get this. My father would roll over right now if he knew that I was walking away.
Some people tend on taking advantage of the system, getting a problem animal control permit when it's not a problem animal, just to get a tag.
So that's why they have the protocol in place to do that. Jeez, I mean, in a case like this, someone's going to get hurt.
Someone is going to, and most likely that's probably going to have to happen before something will happen.
Oh man!
But I think in the meanwhile, while we wait for that process, we can go out and look for a red lechwe for the Mafwe people.
God darn it, that's just so frustrating. Every single thing I've ever learned was to help people in need. If they come asking for help, you help. It's just playing over and over in my head.
The hippos are going to kill somebody if they are not going to be serious.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep, but I can barely live with myself. Last night was a rough one. The villagers asked us for help with a dangerous hippo, but we can't for legal reasons. So now we're heading upriver to look for a red lechwe to bring the meat to the Mafwe people. We're bringing the boat down to the Kwandu River. There's very few places we can actually get the boat in. It's a launch site for the dugout, not for the hippo. This welded aluminum boat made here in Namibia. Our plan is to work our way downstream on the Kwandu River, hoping to spot red lechwe on the shoreline somewhere or out on the flats, the floodplain. The whole way along the Kwandu is elephant, hippo, croc country. We can bump into any of those anywhere along the way. In fact, they can bump into us. This hippo boat is named for a reason. It was actually attacked twice last year by hippos from the shoreline, came right at them and bang, hit the boat.
Right over there, and he went underneath it.
Kind of like a torpedo, actually. This water is black, murky. Can't see down into it more than 6 inches. There could be anything under the water. Look at that lechwe. So he's just in the prime of his life, eh? Yeah, we want an older one. That's a magnificent red lechwe. Absolutely perfect. Look, he's squared off at the top. But he's too perfect. He needs to be another couple years older. If we were hunting for a record book, score inches, that would be one that we'd definitely go after. But yeah, let's not go after him. That's awesome.
That's a beautiful nature.
Yeah, he's gorgeous, eh? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Look at him. There's one. almost old enough. Look at that. It's almost all males. That's a whole herd, mostly males. But again, it's a bachelor group. There was a couple that were almost old enough. There's got to be 40 males in that one group. Not what we're looking for. It's just beautiful to look at them anyway. Around every corner, you don't know what you're going to find in this part of Namibia, the Caprivi Strip, the wettest part of Namibia. I mean, you go 700 miles straight west of here and you hit the Namib Desert, which is the driest part of Namibia. Virtually no rain there in the last 3 years, and here hippos and water-dwelling birds and swamp-dwelling antelope. What an amazing country. Can't wait to see the rest of it. Back to the sandbars. This part of the river is braided out. We made it downstream, but we had the force of the current pushing us. Now we're trying to go back against the current. The one thing we don't want to have to do is be on this river after dark. So we're trying to get through this little rough spot here without getting stranded on a sandbar. That's exactly the reason that we don't want to be on this river in another half an hour when the light's gone. We have to get back. We have to get by these hippos right now. We have no choice, eh? You got to go by them.
We need to go by
them. Yeah. We came right through here and there was nothing. We come back and there's 3 hippos. We went right over top of them. Holy smokes. There's 4. That's exactly the reason that we don't want to be on this river in another half an hour when the light's gone. We have to get back. We have to get by these hippos right now. We have no choice, eh? You got to go by them.
We need to go by them.
Yeah. We came right through here and there was nothing. We come back and there's 3 hippos. We went right over top of them. Holy smokes. There's 4. It's pretty apparent that the only way we're going to get one of these lechwe is to go right into the hippo's backyard. The boat was attacked a couple times just going up that river over the last year or so. They're forced to be reckoned with when you're in their turf. We saw a lot of lechwe's today, and I'm going to have to just ignore the fact that there's hippos everywhere out there. Let's go find a red lechwe. Tomorrow morning we'll try again. Tonight now it's time for bed. Cool this morning. You can see the mist rising on the Kwandu River. We're going to be heading downstream again, hopefully a little further today. We saw lots and lots of red lechwe yesterday, just not that old one that we're looking for. Villagers all have their fingers crossed. We've got our fingers crossed too. sure there's a big pot of hippos here. I don't know how many. There's at least 10, it looked like. Only one showing right now. 2, 3. Even with that many blocking the channel, we just pulled right into the side here. I don't know what else we can do. There's a lot of hippos. Hippo right beside us. We're in the wide part of the river right now, so there's I've got hippos in my brain right now. Hey. I just can't get them out. I know we're going to be out on these flats, walking around on these thickets. The hippos are going to be there, but it's the only way to get the lechwe, so. It's a game of roulette.
Does it look like he's still young?
I thought I saw it tipping a little bit.
It looks old. See the curls also doesn't have a big curl though, as if it's been worn down.
Okay, let's go closer.
Yep. Let's do it. We're heading down. The ramp is bedded down now, but we can't go straight towards him. The way he's bedded, if we try to go this way, you can see us right away. It's gonna be really tough because a bunch of trees about 70 yards in front of us that are blocking our vision and our shot. You should set the stick up. I'm gonna have to get higher too. Okay, got it.
There's a young one coming.
That's the big one, though. That's the yellow one. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. No. Darn. Don't move, don't move.
Wait for that young one to move.
Yeah, I will. If he goes by, the young one will have a shot. Oopsie, now we're big. That's bad luck. Darn. Don't move, don't move.
Wait for that young one to move.
Yeah, I will. If red lechwe. What a hunt. Holy smokes. That little one was right in front of him. I couldn't shoot the whole time.
But that small one would have spooked them. Patience paid off.
Well, I can say I've hunted red lechwe twice in my life. My first and last time, because I am not coming back into these hippo-infested waters, and I mean every single tunnel we went by is a...
The hippo path helped us now.
I know, we crawled on it. We crawled on a hippo path coming in here. That's how we got that close without noise. We'll get this animal to the village now, and that'll be the culmination of the hunt. We have the red lechwe now, but we've got to get it back to the villagers. And they're actually coming to give us a hand, which we are going to need. This animal probably weighs 250 pounds or so. It is not going to be easy to get it from here back to the village, but we will, even if it takes all day. That's what it's all about, is to bring food back to your family to feed. People think that this is a trophy hunt because I don't need to come all the way to Africa to get meat. I could hunt a deer in North America literally in my own backyard. So why would I come here? Well, it's got to be for trophy. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's for hunting. And hunting means you bring the meat back to the community, to the village, to the tribe, whoever needs the meat. There's so many people nowadays, you have to manage the population of all these wildlife. You have to manage the population of all the big game species, the wildlife that can be eaten in the world today. You have to manage it. So we've got to get all this meat back now. That's going to be the order of the rest of the day. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of work. But we will get it back, every ounce of it. That's hunting. We're at the village. We're unloading the lechwe now. It looks harsh, but every hamburger started like this. Every steak started like this. That's pretty cute when they're doing their ulanating is what that is when they start doing that. This is actually a dance of thanks and sharing. Makes us become one. Dance to show how they chase away the hyena, how they hunted in the olden days. They've got a snake down on the ground here. This is to show how they kill the snake and bring it back to their village for food. They're hunters. Now they're taking it back to the village. Those are the hyenas on the ground eating their meat. This is the hunt. This is the dance that represents the hunting. Now, they're going to chase the hyenas away from the meat. They're chasing the hyenas away from their meat, their game. That's cool. Look at that. That is really, really wild. Now they've killed the hyena, one of the hyenas. The other one's attacking him. They killed the other hyena now. for the village. The night is over now. The celebration's done. They did the dance. So, I don't know, spiritual, real, and so perfect for here. And every time I'm in these places, I want to stay, but we can't. We have to leave tomorrow. We got a call. A friend of ours needs some assistance on the very far west of Namibia in the north, the land of the Himba, the Namib Desert. That's where we're headed tomorrow.
Previously on Jim Shockey's Uncharted.
The hippos are going to kill somebody if the government are not going to be serious.
Holy smokes. So what do we do? Just go first thing in the morning in the early light?
Technically, we can't help it. Legally, there's a whole process for a problem animal control permit.
It's just so frustrating. Every single thing I've ever learned was to help people in need. I can barely live with myself. So now we're heading upriver to look for a red lechwe to bring the meat to the Mafwe people. The one thing we don't want to have to do is be on this river after dark. Hey. It's the only way to get the lechwe. That's what it's all about, is to bring food back to your family. So, I don't know, spiritual, real, and so perfect for here. Tomorrow we got a call. A friend of ours needs some assistance on the very far west of Namibia, the Namib Desert. That's where we're headed tomorrow. Finally made it to the Puros Conservancy. This is the village food also. It's getting drier and drier as we head north, deeper into the cocoa belt. Cocoa is the color of the soil and belt is land, like chocolate land.
This was the mobile school. I hope they got teachers again. Last time there was no teachers. You see, this is the biggest village I have in this area.
We're starting to see wildlife now. Tomorrow morning, we'll go into the actual village and have our meeting. It's been a long drive to get here, the Namib Desert. That's incredible. Ostrich are normally some of the most difficult of all the species to get close to, and these ones are almost tame. They've just never been hunted. This is so far out into the uncharted parts of Africa that they don't get hunted. Look at them right here, look at this. That's a Kokefeld's giraffe. It's only found in this area. It's an isolated population here in the northwest of Namibia. They're a desert giraffe, essentially. Look at them. Wow. Incredible. Just desolate hills all around, and then the water course going through the bottom. There's springbuck right here, giraffes, ostrich, and they're unafraid. They just stand. I've never seen anything like it. It makes you feel so insignificant. Just miles and miles of nothing. It's one of the most bizarre ecosystems I think I've ever visited. We're in the village of Puros in the northwest corner of Namibia. Angola is about 40 miles that way, and the ocean is about 30 miles this way. And they've had 1 inch of rain in 3 years. So this village has gone from 300 people down to 220 people. And the village elders have asked us to come and have a meeting with them. We're not quite sure what the meeting's about, but we're guests in their tribal land, so we're going to be finding out quick enough. They're starting to show up for the meeting. Hello. I love your hat. I love the way the head lady's dressing with her Victorian outfits. That's the Herero, which are part of the Himba Tribe. In fact, they were together until sometime in the last century when half the Himbas split off and became Herero and dressed in the traditional Victorian dress of the day with these hats that represent cattle, whereas the other half, the Himba, stayed traditional with the red painted clay in their hair, beads, probably animus, I'm not sure, shamanism for sure. And I think these Herero are Christian. It's fascinating, fascinating. And we've been welcomed into this area. We've been asked to help them with their meat hunt. There's a brown hyena that's been killing their livestock right near the village here. They want us to hunt that. And they've also asked us for some help with a Himba village where the ladies in the village have no meat. But they don't want to use one of their quota for this village. They want us to use one of my tags to give these Himba ladies the meat. So we'll make sure that they're not taking a young bull or a female. The oryx, I'm not worried about it. The gemsbuck, they're calling it. We can get that for the Himba ladies. And the brown hyena, that'll be a totally different deal.
Yeah, the brown hyena is making now the most problems.
They just told you that?
Yeah, they told me that. It's also in the game book. Brown hyena most problems in this up and down this riverbed, killing the most livestock. Goat, lambs, sheep lambs, they're losing over 23 already to brown hyenas.
23?
Yes.
Wow.
I think they become hunters now.
Yeah, I guess all around this area, everything's a predator. You starve to death.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think the oryx we'll get, or the gemsbuck we'll get for sure for the Himba ladies if we spend some time.
Yeah.
And if we can just, I don't know, maybe get lucky on a brown hyena.
See, drive around, see what we can find, speak to the villagers.
That's not too much to ask, I don't think.
It's not too much.
The biologists give these villages a quota, and that's for meat for the village. So the reason they do that for these villages is so that the people themselves, instead of poaching the animals, because they're not going to kill their own livestock for meat, they're making these people part of the conservation efforts, keeping these animals around. Getting the meat for the ladies in the Himba village, I think we can handle that. The hyena, that's going to be a tough one. That's a tough one. We're not allowed to hunt the hyena at night, and they're totally nocturnal animals. So we've got to figure out some way of getting a hyena that's habituated to this village, killing their livestock, to stay out in the open long enough to get a crack at it, and that's going to be tough. And we can't use bait animals in this area. There's nothing to use for bait. I mean, any of the wild game gets eaten by the people. We're here helping the village. It's all a team. We're all taking part in the conservation of the wild animals in this area and helping in the local economy. I'm excited about it. The Namib Desert with the Himba and the Herero people, one of the wildest places left in Africa. Hurt, I'm afraid you're going to be a very busy PH for the next few days.
For the next few
We're going to be running hard. Sunrise. Incredible. The Namib Desert. 700 miles long, 80 miles wide. Beyond that, only the Himba, one of the wildest tribes to inhabit this earth. Sunrise. Sunrise on the Namib Desert.
Moro. Ayo trabajo ahora. Ingire mambo. Ayo ngakatuna watu kulimba na jimia montontumba pula ore sino imo sino yato bunguli montontumba na.
We just found a donkey de Brana in a kill alongside the river here.
How long ago does he know?
Last night, in the morning, a day old maybe.
If it's a day, there's got to be meat left.
Did he go and show it to us?
Yeah, for sure. Change of plans. Man plans, God laughs, and sometimes God's being nice to us, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. That's called hunter's luck. If it really is a hyena and there is meat left on that carcass, then there's a chance there's not a hyena in the planet that won't come back. But it all depends on how. It might be, maybe it's a week old and there's nothing left. No reason for it to come back. So we'll go check. How far is it, did he say?
Very close here.
Oh, good. Perfect. That's the donkey that was killed. That's the donkey that was killed. I don't know if it was killed by a hyena or just died from the drought. You think the hyena? Looks like what, maybe 2 days ago, eh?
Pretty clear. In the field last night. You can follow those pretty nice because the sand is good. Going out, coming in, going out.
100%. You can just see it, eh?
You see the difference between the front paw and the back feet. It's so much smaller.
Yeah, huge front feet, eh?
Yeah. Look at his hair where he was laying last night.
I mean, it's absolutely, no doubt it's a hyena, okay? He's eaten quite a bit, that's for sure, but there's tons of meat still left. So he'll come back, eh? He has to.
Yes. Tonight he will be back.
So we can just wait? Just wait and then...
Let's wait in the morning, because the wind is blowing that direction. Usually they den up in the mountains. They don't like to sleep.
Down the flats?
Now they have tents and caves in the mountains.
So you think he's going to be up in the mountains now, during the day in a cave or something, then so he has to come all the way across the wide open, and he's not going to do that?
Yeah, no, it's not easy going across the wide open.
No, until after dark.
No, after dark he will cross here, he will feed, and this morning early he will eat, and then he will go back.
So what do we do?
Set up blind eye, stalking tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. Wait until first light.
We set up right up there. It's exactly 98 yards.
Yes, that will work perfect.
Okay. Well, let's. What do? You don't happen by any chance to have a double bowl pop up?
Not on the car now.
not within 10,000 miles of here. So you'd come in the pitch black and then just sit quiet. I feel bad for the donkey, but it's kind of good luck for the villagers and for us. I want to go up there and just see what it looks like from up there.
Check down how it looks like. I will bring some branches. Okay. We can start building a blind fast there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go up and just take a look down and see where I've got the best vantage, and that's...
Okay, I will find you down there.
Yeah, okay. This whole country is filled with predators right now, and they have to eat. If they can't catch the wild animals, which are obviously a lot more difficult, then they go after the livestock, and that's what this hyena has done, and that could very well be his undoing. We've got a plan and a chance, a fair chance, I'd say, that this hyena is going to come back tonight. The question is, will he stay long enough for us to be able to shoot tomorrow? But we can't answer that until we try it. We just have to get the blind built. 4 o'clock, I want to be gone by 4 o'clock, so we're in position by 5 with an hour of darkness, just waiting quiet, and let the waves come back into a gentle swell, just like throwing a rock into a calm surface of water. You ripple it, and the animals feel that. And then they all know there's a predator in the area. So we have to come in, predator in the area will disrupt that calm, still pond, and then we'll sit and let the pond settle down, become glass again, and we'll be in position waiting. How spooky are they? I mean, they might obviously have good night vision.
Got good smell, good night vision.
If it's windy like this, we won't have a problem. He won't hear a thing.
If we crawl in and they're busy feeding, they concentrate on feeding.
Okay. You'll be able to find it in the dark?
No, better put the marker on the road. Get a GPS in the car.
That would totally suck if we did all the work and then we get lost in the dark in the morning. We're not going to be able to use flashlights either coming in, eh?
You can't use any flashlights, nothing.
Straight in.
That's a dead giveaway.
Yeah. Just after 4 a.m. and cold this morning, we're driving to where that donkey was killed by the brown hyenas. We don't know if it's one or two hyenas that killed the donkey, but we know that there was at least two feeding on it. The brown hyenas are extremely nocturnal. You almost never see them in daylight. So we're hoping if we get there early enough and walk in from far enough away and set up quietly and wait for it to get light, that maybe the culprits will stay eating the donkey until there's enough light to take a shot and shut down. It's dark here, almost impossible to see it. Have to be quiet. These hyenas are creatures of the night. This is their time, not our time. We have to somehow get into position and then wait for the waters to still, to get calm again. Is there. We're just waiting for light. We have to get a little more light. No shot. Come on. It just won't turn. His head is towards me. It's not a big enough target. I have to wait till his broadside. You have enough light? Just don't head on to us. We're still eating. If he starts to go, I'm gonna shoot him. Come on, turn broadside. He just needs to turn and I'll take the shot. The jackal's starting to go away. There's only 3 left. Just not giving me a shot at all. Okay, he's starting to move a little bit. It's almost giving me a shot. Quartered towards me severely. Okay. Just gotta wait till he lifts up his head. Now he's got his rear end towards me. That's just bad luck. Better be ready. Guess he's not eating anymore. Hang on. Okay, gotta shoot. Ready? Don't wiggle. Don't wiggle. Perfect. Better be ready. Guess he's not eating anymore. Hang on. Okay, gotta shoot. Ready? Don't wiggle. Don't wiggle. Perfect. He's done. We got the brown hyena that was causing all the trouble. He's definitely the one. Sheesh. He was there for the longest time, right from dark. So that's one of the most nocturnal animals, really difficult to hunt. They look like some kind of werewolf, big, black, and hairy.
When the light getting lighter, usually just this hairy spot moving.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Look at him. Holy smokers. The ancient old one, eh? That has to be the one that's causing the trouble, because he was here the entire time. You know, you always want to do as much as you can, but even what you can is never enough. So that's one predator down, and he's obviously involved with killing of this donkey. So
it's one of them and all of the jackals together.
Look at his scarred up ear.
It's scarred up.
It's a really old one.
Look at the skull.
Yeah, I know. It's just
look at his bones here.
Yeah. Yeah, the teeth are all worn down. That's probably why they've turned to cattle killing. You know, hard to say. A little bit of predator control for the Himbas and the Herero people in this area. Well, we got him. This is the Himba village. And they've got branches all around the outside like a big boma. It's like walking into Africa 200 years ago. They live out here like this. It's so simple. It's crazy. They put the oak and clay into their dreadlocks. What an amazing place, this Himba village here in the Namib Desert. Totally traditional living, just like they did 1,000 years ago. Just wander around in here and see how they live. There's a few modern conveniences, but for the most part, it's 100% traditional. It's really special to be here sharing this time with the people of the Namib Desert. You know, we'll be gone tomorrow, but they'll still be here. They'll be here the next day, the next year, the next 100 years, the next 1,000 years. Just like they've been here for 1,000 years before now. And we're helping them be able to do that. It's really cool. It's dry, 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 unbelievably dry. Harsh country. Harsh country. We've left the actual flatlands and we're up in the high country now. There's a lot of euphorbia bushes around and a little bit more vegetation. There's also Hartmann's mountain zebra in this part of the world and springbuck as well. Hopefully here we're going to find the oryx that they wanted us to get for meat. Hartmann's mountain zebra. Where they were pretty. There's only two species of mountain zebra in Africa, the Cape mountain zebra and the Hartmann's mountain zebra. And the Hartmann's mountain zebra is only indigenous here to Namibia. They have the white belly and they have the stripes all the way down their front legs, plus they've got a red face. Beautiful. We've parked the truck and now we're hiking. There's places we can't get to up in this rocky terrain, so the only way to get there is with our own 2 feet. We'll start poking our noses over all these rough hills, see if we can surprise something on the other side. The oryx have to be around here somewhere. Black-backed jackals. Jackals will often follow the hyenas and the lions. We just don't want to be a lion kill. just found some oryx. Just found some oryx. We're looking for an old male. It's better for the population to take an old male.
If there's a pond, we'll cross it as right here.
Yeah, right through that open area there.
There's another one coming towards us.
Oh, way over there. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Long way away.
De springbok aan de verandering links. We get the big line to go. Back down, go down. On the side.
Once we get closer, you'll be able to see how old.
Yeah.
There's two bull oryx that just crossed in front of us at about 385 to 400 yards, along with about 7 or 8 springbuck. We're going to let the two bull oryx walk out of sight, and we're going to work our way around this hill and see if we can cut them off. Because we're up higher, we can cut over the edge of the hill and get ahead of them again, even though they're walking fairly quickly. One looks like it's maybe old enough for us to take. I've been talking with Hurt about the age of the bull. We talk about heavy. Generally, as these horned animals get older, the horns get heavier for sure because they start brooming off the tips, making the horns shorter. But also as they get older, they're still putting on mass. It's one of the indicators of an old bull.
So much of his arms already. You can see the stab mark on his neck. Last one, yeah, look at the fighting marks. He's as old as the Neanderthal himself.
It's a very old male.
So, see him.
Just gonna get him in position so I can shoot. Let's not make a mistake.
I will double check.
Yep. Okay, ready. It's a very old male.
So, see him.
Just gonna get him in position so I can shoot. Let's not make a mistake.
I will double check.
Yep. Okay, ready. I'm waiting. When an animal drops that quickly, it could be too high in the shoulders. I'm going to clip the backbone up high above. The shot was right high in the shoulders where it should be, but just in case you have to be ready because they will get up and leave. One single shot doesn't educate the rest of the oryx. To them, it's like a rock falling off a cliff and making a big clatter noise. This animal went straight down. It's the most humane way to kill it. No other way to feed the village without doing that. This is the Namib Desert. There is no fences. This is wide open country forever. So if you're going to live a life and then have it taken away from you by a predator, which we are, that's the best way. Live it to your fullest. He might have another year to live at the most in his life. We'll go collect our oryx now. We've got some work to do. The village can celebrate tonight. There's our oryx right here. Wow, it's beautiful. This is the perfect old oryx. We've removed him from this population. We picked the oldest bull in 20, 30 oryx and one that's on its own, so we can't do better.
You see there's no rings here anymore.
You start to pack on the second growth down at the bottom. It's a sign of age.
And you see this above his eyes. You see, it looks like his eye socket is growing bigger now. The old bulls have this, not young ones.
That's another thing that you're looking at judging. I would never have known that the bigger looking sockets are an older bull. I mean, that's why you are a professional hunter. This is your backyard. These are your animals. You know what you're looking at. The Himbas and the Herrera people here will really appreciate this meat. They ask for this, that's what we'll bring in. You want to bring the quality of the meat the best you can to the villagers. And this is the perfect animal to take out of the herd.
Yeah, it's cleaner to get it back whole today.
Yeah, so we'll try and get this beautiful old oryx whole rather than cut it up out here in the field. Now we have to get the truck in here. That's going to be a bit of an ordeal. And get them loaded up and get them back to the village. You're good. Here, I'll show you the bullet before we take it into the villagers. 338. This is on the other side of the skin, and there's the bullet. It's perfect mushroom. The bullet went right through backbone, one shoulder blade, and to the skin on the far side. And top of the lungs, absolutely perfect bullet performance, nozzler. And that was definitely a nozzler time kill for sure. I think we're in for a celebration tonight. Brought the oryx in, and the Himba ladies are telling us exactly where they want it. I'm in the presence of masters here. These ladies are skinning exactly the way they've skun animals out for 1,000 years. So I can't add to that. I can't contribute. The part that I can help them with is getting the animal and bringing it here. There's knives flashing everywhere. That's the only thing that's not traditional are the knives they're using. And of course, the way this oryx was killed. This is what hunting's all about. So to contribute as hunters, we're sharing our bounty with people that have been suffering through a 3-year drought. Look at this on her back. She has scarification all down her back in big lines. And then they've got necklaces and beadwork that's all covered in the red clay. This group of people live on the blood and milk and the protein from their livestock. The problem is there's a drought, and they don't want to be killing their livestock. They want to keep every single goat, every single sheep, every single cow alive. There won't be anything left of this oryx when these ladies are done. Everything, even the insides, are being kept. That's the stomach. They use the insides, food that the oryx was eating today, to light a fire, and when the coals get too hot, she'll put the inside of the stomach onto that fire to cool down the coals. So we killed an oryx, a wild animal. It's hard to reconcile that. You know, just to kill it for meat it's not just a hamburger walking across the Namib Desert. It's not. It's more than that. But I don't know how. It'll take a smarter person than me to figure out a way around that. How do you get away from death? There's just no way. So a magnificent animal dies, so a magnificent people can live. Come on, say, look at right there. Look at, see? Want to get a picture? This is called a selfie here, see? See right there? Oh, he's got a teddy bear, a baby lion. The sun's gone down behind the hills here in the Namib Desert, and the air cools off by 40, 50 degrees in a matter of an hour. The day's fading into the night, and we're sharing the last bit of time we're going to have together. There's something to learn from these people. Listen to the laughter. Look at the community. Simple and beautiful. We brought the oryx in, they got it cut up, and now it's a time for reflection. An amazing, amazing journey here with these people. We've shared the joy of life together. We have to learn from these people. We have to remember. We have to reach back at our cobwebs and remember. Tomorrow we're leaving. Our time's done here. We're headed east. And we're headed back to the present, back to our time. We miss these people, but I'll never forget what I've learned here. Now we have the joy of knowing that we help these Himba families in this primitive place. You have to ask yourself, maybe there's something to be said for not having cell phones and televisions, and maybe this is a better way to live. We take for granted our existence. Knowing the joy of something so pure as a meal. How many of us can say that we've ever felt like these people? And do we think about the animal that died so that we can live? There's something pure we can learn from these people in this desolate place, the Namib Desert. We're heading out this morning to try for a buffalo with a bow and arrow. The ecosystem's changed. Hunting is the only way you'll keep this land.